with a story about how Boeing CEO's Senate hearing. Relatives of the victims from two fatal 737 MAX crashes are urging the Justice Department to impose a fine of around $25 billion on the aircraft manufacturer. The families, represented by lawyer Paul Cassel, argue that Boeing's actions constitute the deadliest corporate crime in U.S. history, warranting this maximum penalty. They suggest that between $14 billion to $22 billion of the fine could be suspended if Boeing allocates those funds towards an independent corporate monitor and safety compliance improvements.
That safety, that number one priority of Boeing, of their CEOs, of their management, of their engineer, doesn't mean anything when 346 people died. We are here today and driving here. It doesn't matter how far, because all I could think is the 6 minutes and 4 seconds of my daughter on that Boeing 37 MAX. Did she cry for me? Did she know that will be his last breath? Did someone hold her hands? So Cajon, Boeing, CEO, management, did you hear my daughter cry? I want them to answer and give us all the transparency. And I want them to be held accountable for murdering 346 lives.
The Justice Department in May concluded that Boeing breached the 2021 Deferred Prosecution Agreement. This agreement was put in place after two deadly 737 MAX crashes in Indonesia and Ethiopia. The crashes were linked to the aircraft's maneuvering characteristics augmentation system, also known as MCAS, and resulted in the plane's global grounding for 20 months. Recently, Boeing argued it did not violate the agreement, but DOJ officials cited an incident on January 5th with an Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9 jet as evidence of the ongoing safety issues. Prosecutors have until July 7th to decide whether to pursue a criminal case against Boeing or negotiate a plea deal. The family's letter highlights comments from Senator Richard Blumenthal, who recently chaired a hearing with Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun and demanded prosecution.
You have a duty to demand the highest safety standards and insist that every installation is properly documented and ensure that speak up means, in fact, speak up, not shut up, as it is meant all too often. Boeing needs to stop thinking about the next earning call and start thinking about the next generation.
For more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani sent us this report from New York. Take a look.
The families of the 346 victims of the Boeing 737 MAX 8 are demanding a $24 billion fine from the U.S. Department of Justice. They argue that it is legally justified due to Boeing's, quote, deadliest corporate crime in U.S. history. The crashes both in Indonesia and Ethiopia were caused by malfunctioning safety systems. Boeing's CEO apologized, but the families say they're seeking justice nonetheless. The Justice Department is now considering prosecution after Boeing allegedly breached a 2021 agreement. A decision on that is expected by July 7th. Now, this news comes a day after outgoing Boeing chief Dave Calhoun faced bipartisan criticism against the company's safety, transparency, as well as quality standards at a Senate hearing on Tuesday. He also acknowledged that the company has indeed retaliated against whistleblowers. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.